By the end of this video, you will be able to understand concept of communication, process of communication, role of communication in personal, social and economic system, need for effective communication, principles of effective communication, and barriers to communication and how to overcome those barriers. Make sure to watch the video till the end, and if you are new to the channel, please hit on the subscription button and bell icon. If you have further queries, feel free to comment them in the comment section. First of all, let's see what is communication. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, from one person, or from one group to another group. Every communication involves at least one sender, a message, and a recipient. Without the sender, message, or recipient, the communication is incomplete communication, or communication may not happen. This may sound simple, but communication is actually a very complex subject. The transmission of the message from the sender to recipient can be affected by a huge range of things, and this includes our emotions, the cultural situation, the medium used for communication, and even our location. Communication is a series of experience of hearing, smell, taste, touch, and seeing. If you look at the graph, it shows the total communication process, which involves 45% listening, 30% speaking, 16% reading, and 9% writing. The communication process involves 55% body language, which specifically talks what a speaker looks like while delivering a message affects the listener's understanding the most. 38% is the involvement of use of paralinguistics, the way in which something is said, the accent, tone, voice modulation, which is important to the listeners. And 7%, that is the use of words. Words are only labeled and the listeners but their own interpretation on the speaker's words. Types of body language which used in the communication. Also remember that you are dealing with the people. So use of gestures and postures. How do you use the hand gestures and how you stance? Second is eye contact. When you're communicating with the people, how you're using your eye contact. Point number 3 is orientation. How do you position yourself when you're speaking to the people? Point number 4 is a presentation. How do you deliver your message? And point number 5, looks and the impression of the emotion. Like, are you looks, appearance, dress importance? Are you using facial expressions to express your emotions? All those elements makes a part of your body language and which is used in the communication, which is also important in the process of communication. Why communication is important? The communication is important for expressing your information, your behavior, our feelings and thoughts. Communication also helps to understand and respond to others' feelings, thoughts, knowledge and behavior. Let us define the communication. Communication is a process of imparting or exchanging of information, thoughts and ideas by speaking, either by writing or using some other medium. Here we are going to see the process of communication. So the process of communication is divided into two types. One is one-way communication and second is two-way communication. So if you look at this diagram, here there is a sender which encodes the message, then the message is sent to the receiver who decodes the message and receives its meaning. In the entire process, there is a lack of the feedback and the message is only sent from the sender to a receiver or from sender to the recipient. And that is the reason that the communication process doesn't get complete here, and that's why we call it one-way process, because the message has transferred from sender to the recipient. Moving ahead, we have a two-way communication. If you look at this diagram carefully, here we have a sender, then the receiver. So the sender encodes the message, sends with the help of some channel. The receiver receives the message, he decodes, tries to understand the meaning of the message and gives a feedback. Once the feedback is given to the sender, it completes the communication process, and that's why we call it as a two-way communication process, because the communication is happening from sender to a receiver and from receiver to the sender. That's why it's a two-way communication. But you'll also have to remember, in the two-way communication, there are some external factors which also creates the barrier in the communication. Like, let's say for example, noise. Moving ahead, we will see the principles of communication. So altogether, there are 7 principles of communication. We call them as 7 C's of communication. Principle number 1 is the clarity. Second is principles of completeness. Third is principles of correctness. Fourth is principles of conciseness. Fifth is principles of concreteness. Sixth is the principles of consideration, and seventh is the principles of courtesy. The first principle, that is principle of clarity. The idea or message to be communicated should be clearly spelled out. It should be worded in such a way that the receiver understands the same thing which the sender wants to convey. Principle of completeness says that the message must be complete and geared to the receiver's perception of the words. Principles of concreteness says that this is often supported by factual material such as research data and figures. So when you're communicating, you'll have to support with the facts and the figures. Nothing is left to the imagination. Principle number 4 says that the principle of courtesy. In addition to considering the feelings and point of view of the target group, it is also important to approach the audience in a friendly and courteous manner. Principle of correctness. In written business communication, grammatical errors must be avoided. Principle of consideration says that in order to communicate well, it is important to relate to the target group and be involved by taking audience into account. And the last principle, that is principle number 7, which is principle of consistent. It says that a message is clear when the storyline is consistent and when this doesn't contain any inconsistencies. When facts are mentioned, it is important that there is a consistent supportive information. Moving ahead, we have types of communication. If you carefully look into a picture, it says types of communication is divided into 2 types. One is verbal communication, second is non-verbal communication. The verbal communication again divided into subtypes like written communication, oral communication, and use of visuals. The verbal communication includes face-to-face communication, telephonic communication or telephonic conversation. Non-verbal communication involves use of body language, use of gestures, postures. Written communication involves books, letters, emails, and visual communication involves or visualization involves use of graphics, charts, and maps. Verbal communication, it's not what you say, but it's how you say that is very, very important in verbal communication. In verbal communication, the use of words, numbers, and symbol is involved. Use of tone, pitch, quality, and rate of speed carries more weightage than the words. The latter conveys the emotion and meaning regardless of the content of the message. When we talk about the tone of the voice, it involves pitch, volume, emphasis, and enthusiasm. Facial expression. If you carefully look at these three different pictures, each of those pictures gives us an idea about a different message. Communication with the diplomacy. Get your message heard without damaging a relationship and how it has to be done. You'll have to learn to flex your communication style. You'll have to choose your words carefully. Listen, think and be open when you're communicating. Relax your body and face. Moving ahead, we have non-verbal communication. Facial expressions, eye contact, pupil dilation, gestures, postures, body language, and proximity and touch is involved in the communication process. Most of our communication is non-verbal communication, which is missing in the email and tweets. Facial expressions, your face can show many feelings. Like you'll have to identify the feelings looking at these emojis. Next is eye contact. Maintaining appropriate eye contacts when speaking with others help in communication. It also talks about your attitude and confidence. Use of gestures in the non-verbal communication. It also conveys some meaning. The picture which shown on the slide says that it's an example of waving or thumbs up. The picture on the slides shows okay, but in some part of Middle East or South America, it is an insulting gesture, and it could even be telling something about their sexual preferences, so not in a nice way. So when you're using gestures and posture, try to understand the mindful of the cultural differences. Use of body language. If you could look at the picture, what a message was George Bush conveying? A great deal of your true message can be communicated by your body use and the posture. To work effectively with others, you need to read body language and ensure you are not conveying the wrong message or the signal. Listening is also play a vital role into the communication. Number one, maintain eye contact and build a rapport when you're listening to the communicator or the person who is talking to you. Do not interrupt, let the person complete the message. Do not make assumptions, which we call preconceived notions. If you have preconceived notions about someone, you won't be able to listen to the message which they are trying to deliver to you. And build a habit of asking questions to clarify the situation or if you have any query. Written communication skills involved writing different application forms covering letters, reports, resumes, and emails. In written communication, these are three top reasons why the written communication should be effective. Number one, to provide the information, to request or persuade, and to document the documents. These are the advantages of written communication. Number one, it establishes a permanent record. Number two, it can be used as a proof of an agreement. Number three, it encourages the accuracy and logic. And number four, for the convenience. If you're preparing to write, you'll have to take certain precautions. Before you create a written message, consider the following questions to help recognize your thoughts. Number one, what is my purpose? When you're writing something, it can be agenda, letter, or notice, or it can be anything. Try to understand the purpose. What does my reader need to know about the topic? How do I get the audience to take the action which you want your audience to think of? And what is the one key point I want readers to remember? There are certain barriers to the communication. Number one is in attention. poor impression, poor expression, premature evaluation, emotions, inconsistency, physical barriers, insufficient warning, individual differences, lack of feedback, inference, insecurity. Lots of things can get in the way of good communication. Number one is inattention, not listening or being distracted when you are listening to someone. Next is poor expression, lack of clarity or precision, that is important in health messages. Premature evaluation, who suffers from it? We hear a part of message when jump to a conclusion. Emotions, strong feeling about a person or a topic, often because of previous experiences. Inconsistency, distract when people give us conflicting information. Physical barriers like noise, eyesight, distance, telephone, etc. Insufficient warning, change happening abrupt can be upsetting. Example like doctor says you have to stop drinking today. Then individual differences, gender, age, confidence, personality, history, education, belief, attitude, language. Inference, a common issue where we go further than the observed facts and add our own conclusions. Insecurity, many people are insecure, so blocks the communication. Then the question comes, how do you go about establishing a rapport? Then the question comes, how you're going to build a rapport. To build a rapport, you need self-confidence. You must understand people. You must be enthusiastic. You must make eye contact. And you must be interested in them. These are some characteristics of the communication. Communication is a two-way process which makes the conversation, the communication, more effective. Communication is a continuous process. It is an essential process in all ways and informs the employees through the communication. Communication has certain importance. Number one, it helps you to build a better interpersonal relations, better information availability, better decision making, better company image, recognize the bottleneck, improves the productivity, high employee satisfaction, grapevine communication to release the stress and for innovation. This slide specifically talks about communication theory. We call it a Jory windows theory. Here, if you could see, there are 4 segments. Number 1, known to self, known to others, not known to self, and not known to others. If the person is known to self and known to others, it's a shared window. If a person is not known to self but known to others, it's a blind window. If a person is known to self, not known to others, it's a hidden window. And if a person is not known to self or not known to others, it's an unknown. The communication theory improves, or the communication theory helps us to improve upon the communication. Here, if you could see, there are 10 points. You can go through this activity. You'll have to make a table, read the question carefully, and you'll have to mark where you're going to stand. If you're going to place yourself in yes or no, considering the nature of the question. And after writing those points, you can know the assessment results. If less than 2 years, then poor understanding. You need to seriously review your understanding of basics of communication. If 5 or more than 5 years, there is scope for the improvement, and 9 or more, good understanding, keep it up. So we had seen in this video meaning, process, types and theory of communication. I'm sure you must have found this video informative and useful. If so, then please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. On this note, I am Sandeep signing off. Thank you for your time.